Hey, what's up guys? This is Joe from Phandroid, and we're back with Android N Developer Preview number 1. So one of the big features in this update is the multi-window mode, something we've seen in Samsung and LG phones before, but it's never been in stock Android. It's finally here, and it works really well for a first preview. So we thought you'd show you guys everything that it can do right now. So the first thing is there's two different ways that you can launch into multi-window mode. The first way is going to be the overview button. So you open up these cards, which you'll notice are a lot bigger now, and you can scroll through the list as usual. But one thing you can't see is that you can actually long press on an app and drag it to the top of the screen here, and we're going to drop it. And that's going to put the app into the top of multi-window mode. And now on the bottom, we can scroll through the list again and find an app that we want to put back there. So let's do Chrome. And now I have the multi-window setup. And you can drag and resize as you would expect. And it works pretty well. Not all apps are supported right now. When you use an app that isn't supported, it just goes into the full screen mode. And it also works in landscape, so we can flip the phone like this and it's still working. So that's really nice because obviously it's a little bit easier to use apps like this in landscape mode. Now if I hit this button again, it's going to bring this up and I can once again switch to the bottom app. So let's try and see if Instagram works. And there's a good example of an app that doesn't work in the multi-window mode right now. But if I hit it again, I can try and we'll go to Chrome again. So that's how it works, the main way that you're going to launch it. And then if I want to close the bottom app, I can just do that. The other way you can do it is actually when you're in an app already. So let's go back to YouTube and hold down the overview button. It's going to put YouTube at the top of the screen. And once again, I can choose an app for the bottom here. And if I wanted to open just the bottom app, I can drag that up. So let's go into multi-window mode again here. We'll put Chrome at the top, YouTube at the bottom. Now, one thing that is nice about this is it kind of remembers that you're in multi-window mode. So if I hit the home button and I go back home, you can see that this nav bar, it's looking a little buggy right now because this is a developer preview. But you can see it's still blue. And that's kind of a reminder that I'm still in multi-window mode. And if I launch another app from my home screen or from the app drawer, it's going to put that app at the bottom. And Twitter does actually work, even though it says it may not work, but it does. So that is something that is nice. And then, you can change it up again. Let's bring YouTube. And actually, if you just keep tapping this button, it'll scroll through your list, which is kind of nice. And when you get a notification and you launch that from your notification bar here, it will remember that you're in multi-window mode and it will put that app in the bottom. Another thing that you can do with multi-window is actually drag stuff from one window to the other. But it only works with text editors. So if we open Google Keep here and let's go into multi-window mode with Chrome. And actually, it works a lot better when you're in landscape mode too. So we'll switch over and let's select this word here. And if I actually just hold down, you'll see maybe. Okay, I don't know if you guys can see that, but the hello is under my finger and I could drag it into there if that was like a email or something like that. But you can't just I can't select text from this web page and drag it over to something. It has to be something that you're actually typing out. I mentioned at the beginning that there are two ways to launch multi-window mode, but it's actually a third secret way, I guess you could say. So let's go into an app that has multi-window mode, and I can just swipe up from the overview button and it'll automatically fling that app to the top of the screen, and then I can open something else in the bottom like so. You have to enable that, so let's go into settings, and this is going to be in the system UI tuner, other, and you're going to turn on enable split screen swipe up gesture. Okay, the last thing I'll show is not really multi-window mode, I guess, but it has to do with the overview button. So you can actually scroll through your list with this. So if I open up overview and I just keep tapping this button, I'm going to scroll through this list. And you can see there's kind of like this loading bar that's showing up on the apps. If I wait long enough, it'll just open that app. And then if I just keep tapping this over and over again, I can go through my list of apps here. But if I just do a double tap, it'll go to the most recent app. And I can just swap back and forth. So that's really a neat thing. Makes multitasking a lot easier, actually. And that's multi-window mode in Android N. It's really works great right now, actually, for a first preview. We can't wait to see what more Google does with it in the future. Let us know what you think about this feature if you have Android N on your phone. Thanks for watching, guys.